In Rustenburg, drama as well in Ekurhuleni, where the DA's candidate for Speaker was elected. Let's speak now to Professor Barry Hanyane, Professor of Politics at Northwest University. Professor Hanyane, good afternoon to you. Well, let's start in Northwest. I mean, essentially the ANC getting these councils back despite big problems for the ANC in Northwest over the last 5 years. It seems, people still have faith in the ANC in Northwest.
Stephen, good afternoon. Good afternoon to your viewers. Well, look, not much surprises there. I think the punters, commentators, analysts got it right to say, at least to salvage ANC's face, your traditional strongholds, your rural provinces, rural municipalities may very well go the direction of the ANC. Much the same in Polokwane. One of your insets spoke about an almost near perfect support for the ANC, not entirely so as one would have perhaps anticipated as an ANC member, but at least some kind of saving face has come up. Otherwise, a week ago, things would have been predicted differently. And of course, the ANC had already given hope in terms of amassing that 50+1 national threshold.
Then the situation in Ekurhuleni, I mean, this is the big shock in Gauteng. Against all expectations, the DA candidate for Speaker being elected there. And I mean, Professor, to look at the maths of it, it would seem that can only happen if EFF councillors voted for the DA Speaker. I mean, it's a big surprise.
Yeah, it shouldn't be, Stephen. Remember, there is that creed within the EFF that strongly suggests that they are willing to switch from your conventional politicking to streetwise politicking. They've always punted that rhetoric that if they want to, they can hurt the ANC. And one way to achieve that rhetoric, by and large, is to say, let's go for the jugular vein. And that jugular vein is through votes, throw away votes that otherwise could have gone the other way around, and vote with the enemy, as it were. The DA has made it clear there is no way in which they can be seen with the EFF in any municipality at any given time, but the possibility that the EFF might have used the DA to hurt the ANC is pretty much in our face today.
I mean, it's fascinating because Mzandile Messina, the ANC candidate for mayor there, was the ANC candidate for mayor in Ekurhuleni before, famously tweeted that he preferred the economic policy of the EFF to his own party, as rebuked by Latuli House for it. I mean, I thought he was a friend of Julius Malema's.
Generational politics, Stephen. You can't throw that away. He would rather have tea with Julius than have tea with his own president. One can argue that. Remember, this is one person who at some stage was quoted to say he would rather have Zuma on his camp than have the current incumbent, the ANC president. So in a sense, politics of contradiction are pretty much the order of the day in the majority party, and I think it will continue for a foreseeable future, a party that has not enjoyed the liberty of putting together a solid youth formation, which in turn would add value and impetus into the politics of the party itself.
So what does the Democratic Alliance do? I mean, their line going into all of this is that we will not do a deal with the EFF. I mean, that's been, in a way, their sort of soundbite of the campaign.
No, it's a question of taking your shopping bag and run as quickly as possible home, cook a perfect meal, and enjoy the sitting. That's all they can do. There is no way in which they can mend relations. And if you listen, well, you've been listening to Helen Zille putting forward the DA argument. We can contest that, but for some reason, she seems to be buoyant to stand her ground on behalf of the DA to say there is no way under the sun, under the moon, they can cooperate with the EFF from an ideological point of view, from a politics point of view, and historical context as well. That shaky, somewhat sensitive relationship with Herman Mashaba may have been a nail in the coffin here.
Professor, I really do appreciate the time. Thanks very much indeed, Professor Barry Hanyane.